Hi, I'm Chris Rupp, Chief Customer and Digital Officer of Albertsons. I have wanted this job my whole life, and after 32 years of working in retail, I am finally here. Well, sort of. The truth is, until a year ago, I didn't even know that this job at this company with this terrific group of leaders even existed. In fact, I was in a different spot. Arguably an awesome job with an awesome company. I was at Xbox building a store working for Microsoft. And before Microsoft, I was at Amazon launching Prime Day. You can see that I've had dozens of different jobs, and each one I have loved. My current position as Chief Customer and Digital Officer at Albertsons was not planned ever since I was a kid, but this is arguably the best job in retail. And I want to tell you what I've done to go from high school student to chief so that you can use this information in planning your own career. What do you want to be when you grow up? You've probably been asked this question dozens of times. We all have. Some people know the answer from an early age. Some people never figure it out. When you're about to finish high school and you're making decisions about your future, this question is top of mind. When I was in junior high, I thought about being a doctor or a movie producer. When I was in high school, I thought about working in the United Nations or maybe joining the Peace Corps. When I enrolled in college, I took a whole bunch of different classes to explore. I hated Telecom 101. I loved Spanish. I hated science, but I loved psychology. I hated math, but I loved literature. And eventually, I tried a Business 101 class. After all, my dad was an accountant. Perhaps I was more cut out for business. I loved this class, and I ended up majoring in business. But this was just one decision. The next big one was where to work. And what would I do with a business degree? In my dreams, I'd go to work for an ad agency upon graduation, and I hoped to get an internship. But the only offer I got was for a free internship. And I knew I needed to earn money to pay for college during my summers. So I worked at Rupp golf course during my college summers. In my senior year of college, I interviewed for everything from selling rats, for scientific testing, to selling elevator parts. A friend of mine had an internship in retail. It sounded great to be surrounded by creative and entrepreneurial people, so I interviewed at May Company, and my first job was in the May Company Executive Training Program. All of that was just about getting to my first job. If you think that was convoluted, then hold on to your seats. This kind of exploration, trial and error, and redirection will continue for the next 30 to 40 years. I've worked for 6 companies. I've changed jobs 20 times, and I've had 17 different managers in 32 years. I have done jobs for as little as 1 day and as long as 6 years. I have endured countless company reorganizations and layoffs. 2 companies are gone. 1 more might be soon. I have had many opportunities to decide what I want to be. I've learned a lot about how to get where you want to go in your career, and I want to share it with you. Use technology to your advantage. In my first job, I was an executive trainee at the LS Airs division of May Company buying apparel. I thought it would be exciting to work in the office where the Ralph Lauren fashions were bought. But instead, I was selected to work in a much less coveted role where we bought polyester fabric clothing. But soon, I started to see the advantage of working in the department that did the largest sales volume. Our office had one of the few desktop computers in the company. In my spare time, I taught myself to use all of the functions of the computer so I could get my work done faster and more accurately. In this way, the computer helped me stand out in the company and amplify my impact. And the time I spent learning to use it was invaluable. When LS Ayres shut our buying offices, I applied for a role at a new company, and my computer skills helped me stand out against 200 other candidates, including a peer that had been in the same training program at May Company. While my roles changed throughout my career, the one constant is that technology is on your side if you know how to use it. Embrace technology, and you'll always be on the forefront of change. Next, stack the deck in your favor. Know yourself, what you like, what you're good at, what motivates you. Get the education and tools that you will need to be successful. Place yourself with people you respect. Prep for interviews. Research the companies you are considering and choose only the best. You will have many choices to make, and your brand will be formed by where you work and who you work with. Put yourself in the best situations, the ones that let you demonstrate your strengths. One of the jobs that I had at Montgomery Ward was in the custom blind department. At the time, our sales were not growing and the leadership was interested in understanding why our performance was weak. I did a competitive analysis that showed where we were not competitively priced. Notably, custom blinds have very complicated pricing tables, and the reason I was able to evaluate our pricing so effectively was because of the computer skills I had learned earlier. One week, the work that I was doing was so critical for our business, the chief merchandising officer asked me to drop off my work at his house on a Saturday morning. I did, and the work made a huge impact. Soon after, I was promoted. Many years later, at Amazon, I remember a very similar situation. I had proposed some pricing changes in the business that I was working in. The senior leadership team was interested in the proposal, but wanted more information. I had planned a trip to China for a friend's wedding the next week, but I didn't go. I stayed behind. I wrote a new presentation. I met with the leaders to discuss the proposal, and the proposal was implemented. And soon after, I was promoted. I can honestly say that I don't pass up opportunities when they are a great chance to show what I can do. I think this approach has made a big difference in my career. Next, trust yourself. Don't let fear take over. Don't back down. Lean in. Take opportunities. The people in big jobs are doing this, and you can do it too. Don't ever minimize your work. Be sure to take credit for the things you've done. I planned Prime Day, the first event of its kind, and the biggest shopping holiday in the US. Next, don't go it alone. While mentors haven't really worked for me, peers and friends have made a big difference, and several of my managers have really helped my career. I've gotten jobs this way. More importantly, my network helps me get my job done every day. It's an accelerator. You'll never have all the information, all the skills, all of the contacts, but you can lean on others. When I arrived at Albertsons, I realized that we had a lot of work to do to digitally transform the company. I reached out to my network to find colleagues that were interested in helping me build new customer experiences. I found great people to hire, great companies to partner with, and so many great ideas from friends. This has been the case in every role I have had. Build a network and leverage it. People will help you, and you will help them too. You'll both accomplish more. Blaze a trail. your very own trail. Move sideways, change companies. Pick companies very carefully, and pick your managers even more carefully. Whenever you're going to make a change, take a step back. Be thoughtful. Do what you want to do, not what someone else thinks you should do. Look at the leaders that are doing what you want to do and figure out how they got there. Be creative. Improve your skills and expertise if that's what it takes. What makes someone else a better choice than you are? How can you get the experience you need? When I was in FBA, I learned to be a general manager, running all aspects of a business. Unfortunately, the name of the business, Fulfillment by Amazon, wasn't well understood outside of the business, so recruiters only called me for jobs working in warehouses, which was not my specialty. So I realized that I needed to show the world that I also understood how to be a marketer to consumers. So the next job that I took was in Prime, running Amazon's membership program. Then the world could see me as a consumer marketing expert. You will need to prove that you can deliver, and you'll need to build lots of experience along the way. What path will you choose? Finally, know when it's time to go and know what you are worth when you do. The business is downtrending and resources are going away. The leadership team is making poor choices. The company isn't investing in the segment of the business that you are in. You can't remember the last time you felt good on a drive home. You aren't learning. Your boss is unsympathetic. Your work doesn't have meaning. Listen, when you decide it's time to go, it's probably not one thing, it's several. But the one important piece of feedback that I have for you is to never run away from a job. You'll make bad choices when you focus on leaving. You can leave any time. Focus instead on what is worthy of doing next. Run towards a great new adventure, not away from the old one. Be purposeful in deciding what is a good use of your skills and your time. Objectively, what types of roles are you well suited for? And what would you have endless motivation to spend your life working on? Be open to possibilities, lean on your network, and maybe someday when the phone rings, someone will be on the other end of the line looking for a chief. You are in the beginning of a great adventure. Instead of planning out every move, keep yourself open to opportunities that will come your way. Embrace technology. Stack the deck in your favor. Trust yourself. Don't go it alone. Blaze your own trail. And finally, know your worth and know when to let go. Keep these things in mind, and you will be better prepared for what life brings. Thank you.
Thank you from TEDxMercerIslandHSWomen.